Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is Friday, August 15th. It's about 8:30 a.m. Today I'm going to discuss the case of Andrew Mcgann, also known as the Devil's Den killer. He is suspected of murdering a husband and wife on the Devil's Den Trail and leaving their two young daughters behind who were forced to run for help. I believe it was the mom that told the girls to run, and sadly, one of the girls did recall that they remember running until they couldn't hear the screaming, unfortunately. And just a reminder that I am not on camera right now because I had that mishap with the cat hair clippers and that I had never used before ever, and that I was trying out, and I'm trying them out on myself. So right now I'm just waiting for the hair to grow back or figure out a way to make it so that, it's not noticeable. And FYI, I have fibromyalgia. If anybody knows anything about that, you also get brain fog and confusion sometimes. And so I was in that state the other day when this happened. So it was not fun. So today I have a couple articles and a couple videos that I'd like to go through. Shouldn't be too long. The first one I'm going to show you is just from yesterday. All he did was plead guilty. The meeting was closed doors. There's literally like no information really out about it. But I've got a bit of a news clipping here that I'll show you. So one moment while I get this shared. Bear with me here a minute. And then after this, I'll read through a timeline to get you all up to speed. So the Devil's Den homicide suspect Andrew Mcgann pleads not guilty. Andrew Mcgann, age 28, a 28-year-old Springdale teacher, was arrested after a 5-day manhunt and is charged with 2 counts of capital murder. The suspect in the killing of Clinton and Cristen Brink at Devil's Den on July 26 has pleaded not guilty. Sorry, these ads keep popping up. While his plea on August 14th was not a surprise to investigators and prosecutors, it does mark the beginning of what's expected to be a lengthy court process. What happened so far and what to expect ahead. And I'm just going to kind of skip through that. We already did the arraignment. Okay, so what lies ahead? With a plea deal made, a trial can be expected. However, Carter said it could be years before the case sees a jury. I anticipate this will be a lengthy litigation, Carter explained. The state is going to pursue the death penalty in this case. I've never been involved in a death penalty case that didn't last multiple years, so I anticipate lengthy litigation in this case going forward. I would tell the public it will be slower than you think it will be. A preliminary report shared by the prosecutor's office said Mcgann admitted to the crime after his arrest. Carter said these admissions make him confident that we're going to be able to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. And McGann's next court date is set for November 14th, and he is being held without bond. So I'm going to play the video here.
It was up to Washington County Circuit Judge Joanna Taylor. I was finally able to get through to Judge Joanna Taylor's office and asked what the reasoning is for why the court order to restrict viewing to the arraignment was placed. I was told that no information will be shared about ongoing cases, but according to Arkansas Code 1610-105, the sittings of every court shall be public. Arkansas Code also states a court must articulate and be specific as to why a courtroom has been closed to the public. As of now, I've received no reason as to why this arraignment was made private. I'm going to continue to ask questions today, and I've reached out to legal experts about the legality of this decision. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
Okay, so like I said, I have a timeline that I would like to go through. For those who are not familiar with the case, this will definitely help you out as in regards as to what happened here. And by the way, this has happened in Devil's Den in Arkansas. So one moment. Oh, that's it. Okay, there we are. And then also, I'll show the video of his arrest mid-haircut. All right, so here we go. Arkansas hiking murders. Timeline reveals teacher suspects route from classroom to courtroom. And this was published August 2nd. So Arkansas authorities say a peaceful family hike turned into a deadly ambush when a 28-year-old school teacher allegedly stabbed a married couple to death in front of their children at Devil's Den State Park. Arkansas State Police arrested Andrew James Mcgann at a barbershop in Springdale at 4:57 p.m. on Wednesday. Officials said that Mcgann was in the midst of a haircut when ASP officers tracked down the fugitive following the lethal attack on Saturday. Mcgann was charged with 2 counts of capital murder in connection to the killings of Clinton David Brink, age 43, and Cristen Amanda Brink, age 41, who were found dead on a walking trail. Their daughters, who are 7 and 9, were not hurt and are being cared for by family members, the authorities said. And then that's him right there. Look at those eyes. Like, dude is out of his mind. You can tell he is just crazy. And then there's the mom and dad. So here's the timeline. Saturday, July 26th at 2:30 p.m. Central, 911 call was placed from Devil's Den State Park reporting an assault on a hiking trail. EMS and ASP respond. Shortly after, crews found Clinton and Cristen Brink dead from apparent stab wounds. Their daughters are found nearby, safe but traumatized. In the evening, ASP confirmed that a double homicide occurred at the state park and issued a manhunt alert for an unidentified male suspect. Let there be no mistake, we do not tolerate violent crime in Arkansas. If you target innocent people, law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders said. Sunday, July 27th to Monday, July 28th. The victims were identified as Clinton and Cristen Brink, who had recently relocated to the region from South Dakota. Again, this is in Arkansas. Police said the family was on a hike when they were targeted in a seemingly random attack. This is a photo of Andrew Mcgann that they were able to obtain. This is I don't know why, but for some reason they only got the back side of him, and this is the front side. Or excuse me, this is the sketch artist from a witness. And also, by the way, the vehicle he was driving, this was premeditated. He had some sort of tape over the license plate. Okay, to continue, ASP released a sketch and description of the suspect described as a white male in his late 20s wearing rolled-up long sleeves, gloves, and carrying a black backpack. Investigators are asking those who visited the park on Saturday to check cell phone photos and videos or GoPro footage for images of the suspect. They are also asking residents of the area surrounding the park to notify ASP if they have access to security and game camera footage. I want to thank the public and our media partners for their support as we pursue the man responsible for this heinous crime, ASP Colonel Mike Hager said. We are using all available resources to apprehend the suspect and bring him to justice. Wednesday, July 30th, 2:30 p.m. Central, authorities arrested Mcgann at a barbershop in Springdale. Authorities said they received over 500 tips and surveillance video leading to his capture. Police recovered evidence from Mcgann's car and home linking him to the scene. Look at that guy. He was mid-haircut. Dude, he is mad. He's definitely gone mad. Something is wrong with him. Approximately 7 p.m. Central, Mcgann was booked into the Washington County Detention Center in Fayetteville, Arkansas. He was being held without bond. And then here's, some people talking about their thoughts on him. So what Mcgann's former employers are saying, by the way, this guy is a former school teacher. He had worked in multiple states from the sounds of it and just kind of went from one to the other. He had some accusations of it being inappropriate with children. Okay, so Mcgann was a teacher in a small Oklahoma school district until May, and then resigned to take a job in another state, according to a statement from Sand Springs Public Schools to Fox News Digital. They said that Mcgann had passed all background checks. The safety of our students and staff is our highest priority, said Lisa Chidester, Director of Communications. While SSPS has not yet been contacted by authorities regarding this matter, the district has and will always comply with requests from law enforcement in any investigation. Our hearts are with the family and loved ones who have suffered this tragic loss. Mcgann had not yet started his new job in Arkansas at Springdale Public Schools. Jared Cleveland, the district superintendent, confirmed to Fox News. Cleveland said that Mcgann has not at any time been in contact with students or their families, and he declined to provide more information citing the investigation. Our entire team extends our deepest condolences to the Brink family, he said. Their children are especially in our thoughts and prayers. And again, the husband and wife and this creep. The mother of a former student provided an email from the teacher's previous school district to Fox News. She said that in 2023, she filed a complaint with the superintendent after her son witnessed Mcgann behaving inappropriately toward younger females. In response, parents received a letter from the district stating that Mcgann had been placed on administrative leave while officials investigated complaints of poor classroom management and professional judgment. While the investigation did not find evidence of inappropriate behavior toward a student, it concluded that Mcgann's classroom management and judgment fell below district expectations. Shortly after, Mcgann resigned. Mr. Mcgann on Wednesday afternoon notified our Human Resources Department of his decision to resign his position effective immediately. The email said in part, "We will have a substitute teacher in his class for the rest of the school year." That was in 2023. So on Thursday, July 30th, 31st, Mcgann was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Police said he confessed during questioning. Although everyone is innocent until proven guilty, we did confirm this morning that the suspect's DNA is a positive match to the DNA recovered at the crime scene, Hager said. During an interview with investigators, the suspect admitted to committing the murders. We also executed a search warrant at his residence and recovered items consistent with the crime. Authorities confirmed that the suspect has no known adult criminal history. Investigators have not uncovered any prior charges or convictions. Investigators believe the attack was random and have not identified a motive. It appears to be a completely random event, Hager said. We have no reason to believe there was any association between our suspect and our victims. Hager revealed that Mcgann sustained injuries during the attack. The blood found at the scene helped authorities find the suspect, they said. Police said Clinton Brink was attacked first and that Cristen ran the couple's 2 young children back to their vehicle and then returned to help her husband where she was fatally attacked. We believe that the mother took them to safety and then returned to her husband, Major Stacy Rhodes said. On Friday, August 1st, Mcgann appeared in Washington County Circuit Court for a preliminary hearing. He was formally advised of his rights and the charges against him. And then, so let me stop that. All right, so, and then I do have, I'm going to show you the video. Let me just take a quick check here, one moment, of his arrest. Come on. I'm waiting for ad to stop. Okay. Let me share my screen now with you. Let me actually read this real quick here. It's a newly released video shows 28-year-old Mcgann being taken into custody where'd it go? Being taken into custody on Wednesday night while getting his haircut at Lupita's Beauty Salon in Springdale, Arkansas, which is about 30 miles north of the state park. Again, Devil's Den. Everyone speculates that there was a lot of thought that went into this to conceal his identity. But on the other side of that, he was very sloppy, said Arkansas State Police Major Stacy Rhodes. Police said investigators had collected photos and video from several hikers who were on the trails around the time of the murders. Security cameras also captured video of the suspect's vehicle as he was leaving the state park. It had tape over the license plate. And you have that. So let me show you this. Is there no audio?
That's nothing.
We've got new bounty. It's 2 times more absorbent, so you...
Yeah, pretty much there you go. I mean, there's not a whole lot into it. That hairdresser did an amazing job, by the way. She knew exactly what was going on, how to remain calm, everything. Like, bravo, lady. You did an excellent job. And then I'm going to show you his first court appearance, because the first one, they filmed it or were able to have, cameras. The second one, it was all closed doors, no camera, no media, nothing. For his plea hearing, that was the second one. I'll show this video.
in Arkansas, where a man charged in the death of a couple made his first court appearance today. A 28-year-old school teacher, Andrew Mcgann, he's been charged with 2 counts of capital murder after prosecutors say he fatally stabbed a couple while hiking in the Devil's Den State Park. And Cristen Brink and Clinton Brink are those victims. They had 2 children with them who survived this. This happened last weekend. The couple's 7- and 9-year-old daughters were unharmed and are safe today. Mcgann was in court this morning for the first time since his arrest. He'll be held without bond, and his next court appearance is set for August 25th. We'll continue to keep you updated on any new developments. And tonight we
Yeah, that's quite literally what it was. Not a whole lot there, but just so you could see them. And then here, I have one that has an answer and question sort of article about the Devil's Den investigation timeline. And help clarify a couple more things about that. And then I think what I'm going to do later on today is I have much more of a deep dive into this, because they suspect that he might have committed multiple murders, and they are investigating that. And I have some articles to go over in a video to show you guys about that. But I'm going to just go ahead and go over this real quick with you, and then I'll come back later on this afternoon. All right, so Arkansas State Police head answers questions about Devil's Den investigation timeline. Arkansas lawmakers are asking the head of the Arkansas State Police questions about the timeline of events on the day of the killings at Devil's Den State Park. Colonel Mike Hager was called before members of the Arkansas Legislative Council's Game and Fish and State Police Committee. Hager said it was not a fast process and that law enforcement was working with 2 little girls who had witnessed something terrible. Clinton David Brink, age 43, and Cristen Amanda Brink, age 41, were stabbed and killed on July 26. Their daughters, who are 7 and 9, were not hurt and are being cared for by family members, authorities said. So that was pretty much it. And I'll show you this here. Hang on, where did the...
5 News reporter Bo Russell was there. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Emily Moss. First now, the arraignment of Andrew Mcgann was held earlier today. Restrictions surrounding the hearing are raising more questions than answers about this case. 5 News reporter Bo Russell was there and is joining us live in the studio with the latest.
Emily, you're right. We have many unanswered questions about today's hearing at the Washington County Jail for Mcgann's arraignment. Let's take a look at the footage we got from the jail. There was a court order posted on the door prohibiting any form of recording in or around the courtroom. The window on the door leading into the courtroom was covered with black paper, and the TV that Mcgann's very first hearing was broadcast on was never turned on. When the defense left the courtroom, they refused to answer any questions. Washington County Prosecutor Brandon Carter was inside the courtroom. He confirms to us that the arraignment was held as scheduled, but he did not offer a reasoning for why the arraignment was not available for public viewing, and says that decision was up to Washington County Circuit Judge Joanna Taylor. I was finally able to get through to Judge Joanna Taylor's office and asked what the reasoning is for why the court order to restrict viewing to the arraignment was placed. I was told that no information will be shared about ongoing cases, but according to Arkansas Code 1610-105, the sittings of every court shall be public. Arkansas Code also states a court must articulate and be specific as to why a courtroom has been closed to the public. As of now, I've received no reason as to why this arraignment was made private. I'm going to continue to ask questions today, and I've reached out to legal experts about the legality of this decision. I'm Bo Russell, 5 News.
All right, so that's pretty much what I wanted to show and go over in regards to that. And I'll come back probably around, I don't know, between 11 and 12 a.m. or 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to go over the possibility that he may have done multiple murders, because it looks to be pretty extensive. And so I kind of wanted to do a whole different live on that. So I'll go ahead and get that set up here in the next couple of minutes, and I will see you guys then. Bye.